My name's Noshin. I'm a Senior Project Manager at the West of England Academic Health Science Network. I'm currently working on a project called Black Maternity Matters, which looks at bringing anti-racist education and anti-racist practice into maternity and neonatal systems to improve outcomes for Black women, their babies and families. I'm also working on a hypertension project, which is part of the UCLP Proactive Care Frameworks, which looks at optimising treatment and management for people who have high blood pressure.
I'm Jillian Owens. I am the National Programme Manager for the Early Intervention in Eating Disorders programme. I work for the Health Innovation Network in South London, and the national programme is with the Academic Health Science Network.
My name is Clifford Mitchell, and I'm a Senior Improvement Advisor with Health and Social Care Quality Improvement in Northern Ireland. So that's HSCQI for short. So HSCQI is a network whose purpose really is to provide a supporting infrastructure for quality improvement and innovation across the Northern Ireland health and social care system.
When you're in the day-to-day delivery and planning of a project, you don't have the opportunity and the space to step back and look at it from a 360 viewpoint, and I think that's what the Action Learning Set as part of the Q community was able to offer. A forum where people don't really have a vested interest in the kind of particular work you're doing, then you get that kind of support and that objective input that can help you find the solution that kind of was there all along, I guess.
The format of the programme is for people to ask you open questions. Nobody gives you answers or leads you to conclusions, despite the enormous and varied experience within the group. You find that the answers are within yourself. You find that you don't have to have all of the answers here and now, because you can go and find them.
Collaboration is always a good thing, and by dint of people being Q members, they're kind of along the same mindset around challenge and innovation.
I joined the Action Learning Sets programme because I have been working alongside Q, been a member of the Q community for some time, and really appreciate the benefits that the community gives. And when I saw the opportunity to engage in Action Learning Sets on reducing inequalities in care using data, it felt like a really great opportunity. I knew I had a change of role coming up where I was going to take on the national role for early intervention in eating disorders, and I felt that it was really important that we use as much of an evidence base as we can to reduce inequalities.
In the Action Learning Set, we all shared our experience with each other, so that's problems but also inspiration, and there's this feeling of we're all in this together. And I suppose for me as well, it highlighted the importance of collective leadership. So bringing people together, setting direction, but also bringing people with you so that they have a voice and they have a say on how that direction goes.
One of the discussions that I felt I was able to contribute to and provide a kind of prompt for thinking about something differently was around categorisation of how people identify themselves. So within the health service particularly, we fall to quite arbitrary boxes. For example, you're asked to identify if you're Black African, if you're Middle Eastern, and then of course there's that really helpful other box. And when you think about the fact that Africa is a continent, it has many different countries that kind of really differ in terms of culture, ethnicity, religion, and we ask people to identify themselves as a Black British African. You are losing so much of the rich nuance and history, factors that might develop and support someone's kind of sense of identity. So we spent a bit of time kind of exploring how improvements could be made around how we ask people to identify themselves and how that actually translates to impact in the work we do.
The Q Community Action Learning Sets bring you together with really skilled and experienced colleagues who have incredible insights and are working on really interesting projects. But not only that, if we want to read the outputs of these pieces of work, we need to take part in them.
I really value the Q community. Knowing that there is a network of like-minded people out there trying to really push for the best for local populations and patients, and also knowing that there's always a kind of a friendly ear if you need to kind of test out a problem or get some advice.
It was something that I was going to find valuable, and I did. I was also leaving the sessions with, I'm not in this alone, others are feeling the same thing, and we're all working towards the same goals, and really we can do this is achievable, and there is great learning that we can share with each other.